Hey everyone, Jamie Mix here from Miss Paper, and today I am sharing a special page for a special picture. This is one of those rare photos where like all five creatures that live in my house were in the same photo, and so I really wanted to highlight it in my scrapbook. I used the new Lines and Dots stamp set from Everyday Explorers to put this together. So what I did was start with a pattern paper background. It's a really subtle black and white polka dot, and I thought it'd be perfect to layer some stamps over top. So I picked a variety of colors, and each of the colors is like represented in the photo kind of loosely, so they match, they kind of coordinate. But I did take a little bit of license by adding that really hot pink because I love it. It's pickled raspberry from it's a Distress Oxide from Tim Holtz, and I love it. It's my favorite stamp ink, and I will use it on any project that I have the opportunity to. So using the lines and dots stamp set, I just pulled the one mark that looks like an X, but can also look like a plus sign when you tilt it slightly. So I repeat stamp that over and over again in the top um, right, no, the top left and the bottom right corners, just to add a little bit of visual interest there. Then I added a bit of washi on the bottom to ground my title. I cut that title out using my silhouette and I glued it together off camera. Um, I don't really love using like liquid glue, so I spared you guys having to watch me do that. And then for embellishments, I pulled my button jars, or like they're my button brad jars that I have in my stash. I don't use these very often, and so I thought it'd be just really simple to grab some buttons and brads in the coordinating colors to add to my page. And so I'm just trying to figure out the placement for those. One of them I strategically placed over the remote that was in the photo, just so that it would be covered up and not be distracting from the image. And then I use my twine to thread my buttons together. Um, sometimes I feel like they look unfinished when you don't add twine, and sometimes I like the look of them unfinished, but in this instance, I thought it would be good to thread them together and add just a little bit more texture to my page. So I'm using that twine and some glue dots to adhere those to the page. And then I have this handy little tool. I think it's from We Are Memory Keepers. It's like an actual brad setter. So it has a paper piercer on one end and this little thing that helps you like spread open the brad prongs. And so I utilize that. So this is where this page becomes kind of like out of the ordinary and a little bit more special. I thought I wanted to add something like over top using like a transparency or something that would like flip up. And so I was thinking about how I could do that when I realized, well, why don't I just try to use a page protector for that? So I cut the page protector open and I will adhere the layout to the back side of it and then have just kind of the flap open so that you can pull that up and off and you'll be able to see the full layout and you'll see it a little bit better here in a bit. So for the overlay, I was thinking that I wanted to do kind of like a puzzle piece, something that pieced together. I was thinking about something in a heart shape, but I went poking around on the Silhouette Design Studio and I was looking at some of Paige Evans' beautiful cut files, and I came across this one that it's like a leaf quilt pattern. And there were five little pieces, which represents the number of people that live in or individuals or creatures that live in our home. And so I thought it was perfect and a shape that I was not anticipating that I would play with. But I also thought it was great because, we're in the middle of fall, and I just really love the geometric and graphic shape that it added to my page. So that's what I ended up using. And you saw me do a little bit of tone on tone stamping using the lines and dots kit. I just wanted each of them to be a little bit different, not only in color, but also in pattern. Again, to represent that there's five creatures that live in this home and we're all a little bit different, but we coming together make a family. And so I put all of these together on a white background that again I cut out with my Silhouette Cameo. And here you see me just trying to plug and play them in. I think that they like these individual leaves were meant to go in specific spots, but I didn't quite get it right. So it's not perfect, but you know what? I think it's pretty darn close. And so then I'm overlaying it on the top part of that page protector. I made sure to adhere it down really, really well using red line tape. And I'm just going to add it to the top of the page where I want it to kind of cover up the main part and smooshing it down so that it's really well adhered. And then I'm going to go about adhering my main layout onto the back of that pattern or onto the back of that page protector. So I've done that off camera and I'm just kind of doing the final bits and pieces, a little bit of zhuzhing. I thought that I needed a little bit more of that bright blue in the top just to do a little bit of balancing. And then I cut out an additional cut file to back the what you see on the cover because I didn't really want you to be able to see all of the red line tape and the adhesive. And then I had printed my journaling on sticker paper and I'm adhering it to the back. It didn't quite come out the way that I wanted to, even though I did this digitally and thought I had picked the right sizes, but it works, it's fine. And I add just a little bit of washi at the top for there to be some sort of decor element there. And then I'm covering, uh, I'm, I'm going back and embellishing that overlay with the number 5 that I die cut from my machine. And then I'm adding a button and then a couple of puffy heart stickers. And I'm calling this one done. And I just think it's really fun. It's bright. It's kind of spectacular in my layout. I just love this color combo. And I'm super happy to have finished this and to have it included in my album. I think about adding more to it, but less is more with everything that's already going on here. And so I'm super happy with how this came together. I'm gluing down just the little ends of the leaves just to make sure that they are really well glued down. And here's the finished page. I posted still images of this over on Instagram. You can find me at Misc Paper. That's MISC Paper. And for info on the products I used, check out the links in the description box on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like it and or subscribe to my channel. I appreciate you. Jamie Meggs, signing off.